All right, today we're cooking with Tia Maria. What are we making today?
We are going to make taquitos de carne dorada, one of my son's favorites. And I decided to start with fresh tortillas. They're always better with fresh tortillas, corn tortillas. So I'm right now making the dough for the tortillas using maseca and a little bit of flour so they can be more pliable when you cook, when you put them in the oil and when you put the food in them. So that's what we're doing right now. We're looking for the right consistency of the dough so that it can spread nicely and it won't stick to the plastic over here, the tortillera. So that's what we're doing. It's just the maseca. You add water to it until you have the right consistency. And if you go too far where it's too runny, then you just put a little more of the flour in it, so that the masa in it, so that it can get a little harder. But it seems like it's going to be just fine.
Do you add any salt or pepper or anything?
We are going to add a little bit of salt so that it can make it more flavorful for the tacos. So I'm looking for the salt. Where is the salt? There is salt. Coming in a little more. There you go. There. Just a little bit to add some flavor to them.
All right. All right, so now you got the masa at the right
At
consistency.
the right consistency. It took between 5 and 6 cups of masa to 1 cup of flour that makes it more pliable so that the taquitos will stay together, they won't fall apart. And now that you got the right consistency and you're ready to go, the tortillera is ready to go, and I'm ready to go. So you start making your testales or your bolitas here, and start with your tortillas. You put your testal in your tortillera, tortillera, and press not all the way down because it'll be too thin and it might tear. So you just when you feel that it's already been spread up enough, then you open it, you pull one plastic, pull the other plastic onto your hand, and then you take it with your hand and you put it on your comal. There. Now wait for it to start getting ready to be turned, and you will know because the color of it changes a little and the sides of the tortilla starts lifting up a little bit, and that tells you that it's ready to be turned. It'll be turned from the first time to be turned. It's ready.
What about the comal temperature?
There you go. It's supposed to be high, between medium and high, so that it can cook. Otherwise, it won't cook them properly. Okay? Don't leave it low. You have to leave it high, and that'll help you.
All right.
So right now, it seems like a 7 or an 8 will do.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, so now we're just about done with all the tortillas.
Yes.
And how many tortillas did we make?
Approximately 25 tortillas.
Okay.
But this was the smallest one. Most of them were this size. So you get as many tortillas as you can get out of your masa, depending on how big you make your tortillas. This size, large, it was 25 for the 5 to 6 cups of masa.
And on these last tortillas, we did a few of them that were spicy. So we added some.
Decided to spice them up and added some spice some hot pepper to the masa, to the dough, and you can see it there. And the braver ones are gonna try them and see how they turn out.
All right, well, we look forward to it.
We only did it on a few.
Perfect. All right, so we finished making tortillas. What's the next step?
Next step is getting our meat ready to fry. We have to season it and then put it on the fryer so it can start cooking. Later on, we add the vegetables, which are going to consist of green bell pepper, and onion. But in the meantime, we need to cut this in thin strips and season them with salt, pepper, and paprika. Plus, we're gonna tenderize it a little more and give it more flavor by putting lime in it.
What kind of meat do we have?
We combined the two best meats we can do for this, and that is the chuck and the sirloin. Both of them are nice and tender and can be used as milanesa or thin strips for frying.
All right.
Okay?
All right, so now we're just cutting the meat up and tenderizing as we go.
Yes. We tenderize it with lime. And then once we put all the lime in it, let it sit for a couple of minutes, 5, maybe 10 minutes at the most. And then we put the spices in it. We'll put the salt and pepper and paprika.
Perfect. All right, so we've added all the carne to the comal, and we cooked the fat on the griddle, and now we're just cooking the meat. So what else do we do, Mom?
Now that we got the vegetables, so we can add at a certain point when it's almost cooked, because the vegetables only take a few minutes. And we add the vegetables and just until it's ready.
Okay, so now we're going to be doing some prep work, and we'll be right back. All right, so right now we're just putting the fat from the meat on the griddle and just using that to grease up the pan. All right, so we're actually making quite a bit of meat, and so we had to drain a little bit of the juices,
Here it is.
and that's what we have here. So once it fries a little bit or darkens, we'll use this to add more flavor. All right. So now what are we doing?
The meat is fried completely. It's fully cooked now, almost just about. So now we have to add the vegetables that go on, and that is green bell pepper and onion. And after this, it'll be just between 5 and 7 minutes. You don't want them fully cooked, you just want them nice and tender. And this will take only a few more minutes, and then they'll be ready to be served.
So while it was frying, we added a little bit of the juices here, just to get it a little bit more flavor. And we switched from the griddle pan to an actual pan because it was a little bit deeper and could hold all of the onion and bell pepper. So if you have a griddle, you could probably do this on the griddle, but this is what we're doing today. Okay, so we just added the rest of the juices that we had before, and we just added that to the mix, and we're just letting it simmer now. So we just did a really quick taste test, and it needed a little bit more salt and a little bit more paprika, and we added a little bit more pepper. So you gotta season to taste, and we just tasted a piece of meat, and it just needed a little bit more salt. So season to taste. All right, so we put the meat on low, and it's just kind of simmering there, looking really delicious. And we're out of canola oil, and not out of it. There's been a lot of controversy about seed oils, and so we don't actually have any. And so we're going to be using olive oil today. I hope it turns out really good. Here's what we're using. It's from Costco. So we're frying the tortillas in olive oil, and we hope it turns out really good. In the meantime, Tia Maria has been chopping up all the vegetables, the good stuff that goes with the tacos. We have tomato, aguacate, and some lettuce. And then, of course, Mom's delicious salsa. It's a little bit picoso, a little spicy. And what else are we doing, Mama?
We are frying the tortillas, getting ready to be filled with our delicious fillings, the meat.
And how long are you frying them?
Oh, just a few seconds on each side. We're not going to completely fry them to be crispy. We just want them to be pliable and be tasting good. So just a little bit, a few seconds on each side, not even a minute, see?
So it looks like you're folding them into a taco shape.
Yes. That's what we want to do. So they can already be in the shape they need to be filled.
All right. Well, it looks delicious. All right. Tia Maria?
Yes. We are about ready to serve. Everything is finished, everything is cooked. We just now need to serve our taquitos and show you the finished product. So these are the trimmings. They come this way. We're gonna top them with lettuce, tomato, and avocado, and cheese. Now we're gonna start filling our tacos. To prepare our first plate here, you can put as much or as little as you want. Okay, let's get another. They've already been in oil, so they're still nice and hot. Go. We're being nice and generous with those.
That one's mine.
Okay. We're going to start by serving 3. So here we go. Now we put the toppings on there. We start with the lettuce. As little or as much as you want. And we follow it with tomato. There we go. Some avocado. There we go. There's the avocado. And some cheese for those that like cheese. If you don't like cheese, no cheese. If you don't like lettuce, no lettuce. It all depends on what you like. So you can put as much or as little as you wish of the toppings that you have. And in the end, you will top it with homemade salsa or any salsa.
Oh, I think we put salsa right on it. Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
Mmm. All right. A little bit of spicy ricey.
There you go, and you got your plate.
And we're ready to serve.